guys, thanks for stopping by Pete's Garage. Well, we're ready to put our push rods in, put our rocker arms on, and set the lash. After we get that all complete, we can turn the engine over a few times, fill it up with oil, prime our oil pump, and make sure we're getting oil throughout the entire engine. Alright, this part is simple enough. I'm just going to put all the push rods in place through all the valves, through all 16. And then what I'll do is simply install the rocker arms correctly, and I'll just get them in place for all the valves so we can start working on running down the lash. Just easier to get them all in place all in one at a time. You have to make sure you put your rocker arm on correctly. These are 1.5 ratio rocker arms, and if you look inside here you can see there's a flat here for the bolt, and the other side is not flat. That part goes down. So you put the flat part up so that the bolt for the stud goes in and fits flat against that flat on the rocker arm. Now before I go crazy tightening these down and putting a preload on there, I want to make sure I have the cam right now on base circle for both of these valves. So both of these valves are closed on the cam. If you recall, when we selected the push rod, I made sure that the roller was centered on the tip from front to back by choosing the proper push rod length. Now you have to make sure before you put the preload on there that it's centered on the valve this way, left to right. And you can see there's a little movement there on both of those, but if I put a little bit of preload on there, just a little bit, you can see that it's falling right on the center of the valve. So as I go through each one of these valves and put the preload, you got to check to make sure the roller is in the center of the tip of the valve for both of them. Then work on them in sets. Once you're happy you have the rocker arm centered on the tip of the valve, now we can set the preload. And that is just a matter of opening this up and moving this push rod up and down and turning it until you have zero movement, and you add a quarter to a half a turn. So a quarter, I'll just go a little bit past a quarter. And then you can take your Allen and tighten down the center lock nut. And you don't have to put a ton on there. It doesn't take a lot to hold it. So I'm just going to hold my locking nut here, or my set nut, and just tighten it with the Allen just a little bit. That's all you need. You just turn the engine over. Make sure both valves are on base circle. So we'll get that valve open. Get that valve open. That one to close. Okay, both on base circle. Zero lash on that one. Zero lash on that one. Quarter turn, a little more than a quarter turn, put in the lock nut, quarter turn, and lock nut. Just do that for all 16 valves, pretty simple. Even though this is a roller lifter cam, I still use the partial synthetic 10W40 pen grade high performance racing oil for break-in. It just helps a little with the break-in of the parts, just to make sure that there's a higher zinc content and a higher phosphate content, so that it aids with the break-in. But I'm going with the original 5-quart pan, so I'll need 5 quarts of oil. Alright, before you prime the oil pump, do yourself a checklist, make sure you're all set. You got your oil filter on. Yes, if you don't have that on, you're going to spill oil all over the floor. You have all the miscellaneous oil ports plugged up. I have a gauge plugged into the top here where I'm going to have my pressure take off. I got my oil pressure sensor plug hole that's plugged up. And everything's all sealed up, so I shouldn't have oil flying everywhere when I go to turn this pump over. Now, a couple things. First, there is a lubrication jacket that goes through the opening here for the distributor. The distributor goes in there, and the gauge that the gear that drives off of the camshaft right here, and that engages into the oil pump, is down there. And this little spot right here is where the oil passes around when it comes through there. So what we are going to see when I turn this over is we will see oil pouring into that cavity there through that opening. Now let me grab a flashlight, and what you can see what I'm going to do here is I'm going to engage down on the oil pump drive shaft down there. I have the tool I made which just has the boss on there that fits, and I have the little plastic collar there to hold it in place as I'm doing that, and just a matter of lining that up, and it rotates clockwise. So this is what we should see. When I start turning this, I'll probably get a little bit of oil pressure here, but first we'll see oil fill up this cavity. Oh, there we go, see? See all that oil? So, oil is going to fill up that first. So unless you plug it up, you won't get tons of oil pressure, but I'm still getting good oil pressure there, and it's coming out my lifters here. So they've got good oil pressure, and it's already starting to come out on top end of the engine. So I ran the pump for a good solid 2 minutes, and I have good oil lubrication through all the lifters, through all the rocker arms. You can see the pools of oil where it functioned, came all the way through, rotated the engine while I was doing it. So great lubrication. So I'm positive now that the system is primed, everything is working properly, and I have good oil pressure. I got up to 50 psi actually, so good oil pressure, everything works great. Now since these were hydraulic lifters, we set the lash by getting zero lash or zero movement between the rocker arm and the valve, and then added about a half a turn, quarter to a half a turn. If those were solid lifters, you would set the lash by the gap between the end of the end of the valve and the rocker arm. So for example, let's say lash, the spec for lash, I'm just getting on here my gauge. Let's say lash was 5 thousandths. What you would do is you would set your 5 thousandths, take your 5 thousandths feeler gauge, put the 5 thousandths in there, and you would adjust it so you have a 5 thousandths gap. When you have solid lifters, you have to have a gap in there. It doesn't, it's not solid, or it's not completely touching like a hydraulic is. So setting lash for a solid lifter is you just leave a little gap in there, and whatever the spec is for the lash, you just use that feeler gauge, put it in there, and set the lash with that gap. That's the difference between a solid and a hydraulic lifter. The hydraulic has zero gap because it's hydraulic. It takes up all the lash, and a solid lifter has a little gap in there that you would set with your feeler gauge. So there we have installing our rocker arms and setting the lash for a hydraulic lifter. Likewise, if we were using a solid lifter, you would leave a gap in there just for the lash, just like I said. So that's the only major difference. So that's pretty much it. We're good. We're all set with the valve train. Everything is solid. The rollers are in the center of the valves. Everything works out great. The engine turns over fantastic. It's nice and smooth. Now we can move on to the intake manifold and our Holley Sniper EFI system. Thanks for stopping by Pete's Garage.